so nice to be back. My name is Erica, and I am the creator of TFF Mag, also known as the Fab Femme, for those of you who don't know me. And this is my first YouTube video in a very long time, so, you know, I just want to start by saying we'll see how this goes. Like I said, I have been out of the loop for a little minute, but in celebration of the L Word coming back, I thought that it was appropriate to make a video and review the whole first season, right? So, like I said, I'm excited to be back, and we'll just go ahead and jump right into it, because I hate motherfuckers who do 10 minutes of promo before they even say anything. It's annoying. It's the old school blogger shit. So, alright, so I have my handy dandy notebook, and we're going to jump straight into it. So, first things first, what did y'all think about the new characters? We had the OGs in the cast, which were dope. I love Alice. Alice will always be my favorite character on the L Word. But we had the newbies. We had Sophie, we had Danny, we had Finley and Micah. And then we had, of course, baby girl, we had Angie, which was it was so nice to see her all grown up. Kind of grown up, bad teenager, but, you know. But it was really, really cool to see her grown up. So I think those were primarily our newbies, like the main cast. And then we had Kiara and Chastity or Charity, whatever the hell her name was. We had Danny's dad. We had a couple people. So it was a good season. But what were you guys' thoughts about the new characters? My personal favorite was Sophie. Although I'm not here for her behavior and how she did Danny, I do just enjoy her. I think that she is all around like relatable character, and she was dope, and she kind of kept it real, like as far as at work. I liked working with Alice. She was very honest. Oh, I have an idea for this. She kind of stood her ground with different things that happened with the network and things like that. She seemed pretty solid to me. Finley I thought was cool. She's a bit of a train wreck. She kind of seems like she fucks up everything that she touches, minus the pastor, but she's a bit of a train wreck, so that was cool. With Micah, I didn't feel like we really got to go far enough into Micah's storyline for me to really understand and really form a real opinion on whether I liked him or not. I thought that he was cool, but, you know, we didn't know much about him. I liked how they tried to kind of put things in there about his mom and his mom not respecting, you know, his transition and things like that. But outside of that, that plot twist at the end when Jose was married, I was like, girl, what the So, we'll get into all that in a minute. But yeah, so it was crazy. So, and then last but not least, of course, Danny. I was really on the fence about how I felt about Danny, just because she's strong, which I like. She's about her business. But she's really just sometimes as hell. Like, she was a little hot and cold for me. She was a little Sour Patch Kid, so wasn't sure how to feel about that. But the OG characters, they're the OG characters. We're always gonna love them. So yeah, that's kind of what I thought about the characters, about the new characters. To me, the best episode was, I believe it was episode 5, when the throuple and Kiara and like the whole gang was at Angie's play, and Alice was like, they were just hella embarrassing, and they are the most embarrassing aunts I think anybody could ever want. Anything that they have going on, they're fucking. I was just floored. It was just hilarious to me. So I really liked it. I felt like they did a really good job tying in the past with the present, as far as like explaining where people went, like what happened to Kit, what happened to Jenny, which girl, whatever. She's like, she killed herself. Okay, girl, whatever, fine. We'll just leave it at that then, since that's what y'all want to say. It was nice to see, you know, Dana mentioned, and it was nice to hear about what happened with Tina, although that, oh, Tina. Again, we'll circle back around to that. But it was nice. It was nice to see them, and they did a really brilliant job of tying in the old stories with the new and getting us invested. I was I was hoping to see a little bit more of a backstory on Sophie. Again, because I like her, I guess. So I just was like, oh, I would have liked to see more of her. But I think in general, their storylines were interesting too. So yeah, episode 5 was funny as hell to me. That's when I was really like, okay, I'm really invested now. This is really getting good. Some of the other episodes were good, but just not as exciting as the 5th one. So, what was your favorite episode? What was your favorite scene? Also, so as far as there was a lot of criticism with the first go around about inclusion and diversity and things like that, and I thought that they did a great job with that. This go around, they actually took time to find trans actors, to find actors of color, to really mirror what LA is, and LA is a melting pot. LA is also heavily Hispanic, so that's why the first go around we were all like, well, where is everybody else? So I think that they listened, they took notes, they did a good job of implementing diversity and really making something that's relatable to viewers. And I like the fact that they tied a lot of trans cast members in as well. So the young lady who plays Jordy is trans, which I thought was really cool. The gentleman that was playing opposite of Bet, that was helping with her mayoral election and all that, he was trans. Of course, Tess, it was just, they did a good job. They did a good job. And it was nice to see trans actors that it wasn't all about them being trans. Like, they're people, and they're just living in their relationships, and they're doing different things. I loved it. I thought it was good. They did a very good job. So I got my little notes. I'm like, shit, because it was a lot of shit that went on. So some of the differences between the old and new cast that I found, that I felt like the new cast they were given storylines that were a little more dramatic and exciting, which I liked. I felt like the OGs, like I said, they kind of, with the exception of Alice, they really made sure that we understood that these people are still who they are the first go around, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but for the most part, they're still the same. Alice, again, I was like, how did she end up in another threesome? But this time, at least it was intentional. She first scene that we see her, she's fucking some flight attendant. Bet still, she cheated on, I was conflicted about that because I would have liked to see growth. There was growth, but as far as it pertained to their dating, I felt like a lot of it was still the same. The new characters, they're so new. Again, it's like I have to get a couple of seasons in before I can really gauge like their character development and who they are. But aside from all that, let's get into this finale, okay? Because overall, I felt that the season was entertaining. I'm happy to see them back. There was a point when I was like, okay, do I actually like the show, or am I just happy to see these 3 back? And I figured out that I actually liked it. But this last episode, honey, let's talk about this. Let's just get into this for a minute. First and foremost, what in the fuck went on with Jose? How were there like no context clues that he was married? Like, where was the husband the whole goddamn duration of all of the episodes? How are you married and like we never, like, it really, I was like, what? As we all were. But like, you didn't slip. He came out of nowhere. And then he fanboyed him like, oh, you must be a fan. Like, yeah. So I'm wondering if it's one of those situations kind of like Marina and her wife, where like they had an open relationship, and maybe the dude is a famous sculptor in France or some shit and we don't know about it, and that's how he was able to just get along like that. But I'm sure we'll find out. Okay, so the biggest part of the finale that everybody was talking about was fucking Finley and Sophie. Literally fucking Finley. I'm not here for it. Plain and simple. I'm not here for it. I don't think that Sophie and Danny should be together. But I also don't think that she should be fucking Finley. That was, for as conflicted as I was about Danny's personality, and I understand somebody who has a work ethic where sometimes the balance isn't there. That's something that she needs to work on. But like, it was temporary. And the kiss, first of all, I was like, okay, this shit is just gonna spiral after they kissed, right? But then y'all are fucking at work, okay? And Finley, you're in her fiance's face. And then had the audacity to tell her what you think she should do. It just, I'm like, it was a lot for me. So I feel like the general consensus is that like nobody's here for Finley and Sophie. Like it's even kind of awkward. I was like, this seems like one of those friend things that y'all are gonna break up and never be friends again, and that's gonna be more painful than cheating on Sophie was, or I'm sorry, cheating on Danny was. So I'm like, I just don't know. I mean, the cliffhanger was cute. Like, it was cute that, you know, she runs through the fucking airport and, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. It's cute. But I'm just like, I don't know, sister. I don't think that was a good idea. And Finley, like I said, she's such a nice person and she's really cute. But she just seems like a bit of a train wreck. So I would rather Sophie just be single. I think that it would be very interesting to see her navigate just single in the second season versus trying to make it work with Danny, because obviously they're not compatible. Obviously, you know, and I don't even necessarily think that she's that compatible with Finley. I just think that Finley is there. She's comforting. She's available, and it's kind of convenient with a touch of friend love. I'm not here for that shit. Kiara. She's so gorgeous. And like, I can't even, like, first of all, she's so gorgeous. Stunning. But I didn't appreciate her telling Shane that she was going to be alone forever and that nobody would ever love her. That was fucking rude. Kiara, if you're watching this, you fine, but that shit was rude. It was just like, damn, girl, like, first of all, you already divorced this woman, so clearly you knew that that was her stance on that, like, when y'all were together. And secondly, who the fuck just says that to somebody, even if you are that mad at them? Like, somebody that you really loved, whatever, and cared about at some point. It's just, I was like, oh, Shane, you dodged a bullet. Because if that's how she's going to act when she's mad, like, I get her feeling hurt, but, like, just because you come back and you're fine as hell doesn't mean that she's going to change her stance on what she wants or doesn't want pertaining to kids. Kids are a big deal. You know, they're a huge deal. There's so many people that have them that don't necessarily want them that, I mean, I would rather them just have not had them. So they have an option, and Shane is telling you, you know, there's no point in telling her that nobody's going to love her. She'll find somebody to love her. It's just not going to be a bitch that wants a kid. You want a kid. So, you know, regardless of how fine you may be, that there goes to show you that doesn't sway people. So mental note, ladies, that doesn't always sway people. So yeah. Outside of that, I thought that it was cute that Alice and Oh Girl, like, reconciled. I thought that was cute. I'm gonna miss Gigi because Gigi's fine. And she reminded me of Helena in a way. She had this sophisticated, I'm not from here thing going on. And just, she did the dom femme thing well. So I liked her. But hopefully she'll pop up again. I'm sure she will be. And they share children, the three of them still. So, so what did y'all think about Bette losing? Did you foresee that happening? I guess, like, I didn't really think, like, she would or wouldn't. I guess I kind of just assumed that she would. But then, like, when I really thought about it, I was like, well, how is that going to affect them writing everything the next season if she does win? You know, that basically has to be what Bette's storyline becomes being about. So I think that since they made it that she lost, there's actually more opportunity for Bette to grow. And for us to see a more vulnerable side of her. I really, really liked how her and Angie went and screamed. Again, paying homage to the first round of the L Word. And I really, really liked the fact that she was depressed. Like, she was real. She was a human being. Bet is always like perfect and polished and put together, and it was nice to see her break down. And we know that she does that, but like, it was nice to see her break down. And speaking of breakdowns, I wanted to break down when Tina announced that she was getting married. I had never been so happy to see Tina on screen ever. Then when Bet opened up that door, we're all like, bitch, it's Tina. Like, I really wish that they would have gotten back together. I really, really do wish that there was at least one solid couple. I loved them together, and they really were like the cornerstone of the show for a while. I mean, it starts off with them, and it kind of ends with Jen killing herself, but it ended on such a high note with them that I guess I was naive enough to think that that's what we're going to be ushered into this go around. But nonetheless, it was nice to see Tina come back. It really, really was. I think that season 2 is going to be dope. I think that now we're invested. I'm interested to see who Sophie's going to choose. Bitch, choose yourself, because you don't need to be with either one of them. Because that shit with Finley started bad, and the way the karma works, and, recycles energy, boo, that ain't the way to do it. Because the way shit, they say things that start in chaos, end in chaos, what Helena used to say. So I'm like, girl, Sophie, date yourself for a while, sister, because it's not working. It's not working. Micah cannot wait to find out what's happening with Jose. Jose's ass is the snake. I will say that much. Whether his ass is in an open relationship or not, he should have fucking said something. Should have said something. Anything. You can't just be out here in a whole full-blown ass relationship using up people's gift cards and shit, and then having a husband on the side. Because he was on the side. You spend all your time with this person, whoever getting the lesser of the time is on the side. So, I'm interested. Like, does this mean that Finley is not coming back? Season 2? What do y'all think? She's going to go to Missouri? Or is she going to stay and be in love with Sophie? Like, find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. And I'm interested to see Bet dating or hanging out with this new woman, whoever it is. She was cute. Angie seems to like her, so that was it. She was wearing the hell out of that purple dress at that last scene too. I was like, all right, bitch. Shane, I think that I would really like to see Shane just dating. That's typical Shane. Not being a hoe, just dating. I don't think that Kiara will be back. I think that this is typical Shane fashion. She's bruised this girl's heart to the point of where she can never fucking get over it, and so she won't come back. But like I said, I feel like there was some growth from Shane. It was nice to see her. I want to see her in this adventure with her new dog friend. Let's do it. I'm like, okay. I think it'll be cool. So, yeah. So overall, I thought that this season was great. I thought that the storylines, and again, in case any of you were wondering, the reason that I did not do a review for each episode is because the L Word's writers have always been very, very good about making a whole season one story. So you can kind of go to the end and review everything all at one time. But they did a good job, and it just made me so happy seeing the cast, old and new. But overall, I think that they did a great job diversifying. They did a great job with everybody's storylines. The cinematography was fucking killer. Shout out to all those. I was like, look at y'all, all these drones. This is nice. I love this. It's L Word 2.0. It's not the L Word that I had in those big ass pink and gray DVD boxes that cost $50 a set, and you could only get a Best Buy. Not that anymore. So I'm ecstatic. I'm excited to see the second season. Very excited. So, oh, check out my shirt for all my femmes. I had these, I sold a bunch of them last year. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I have been neglecting certain things, and so I don't have any but the one that's on my goddamn back right now. So I'll let y'all know when I do have some more, or if I'm out and about with some. But in the meantime, yep, I'm excited to be back. I'm going to be doing videos. We'll be out and about for TFF Mag. We're going to be at prides. We're going to be at fucking businesses, restaurants. I'll be doing interviews. I'm out here, okay? TFF Mag is going to be out here. In case you didn't know, now you know. Subscribe, tell a friend, and comment below who was your favorite character, what was your favorite scene, what did you like, what did you not like, what do you want to see more of? Yeah, tell a friend, be a friend. That's about it. This is the first one of many. I'll be back better than ever.